Hello, and welcome to A Manic Odyssey and this DBT journey. Continuing with our distress tolerance module, we're going over the reality acceptance skills. These are skills for how to live or tolerate a life that is not the life you want. This video, we're specifically going over radical acceptance. This is a skill for when you cannot keep painful events and emotions from coming your way. So, what is radical acceptance? Radical acceptance means all the way, complete and total. It is accepting in your mind, your heart, and your body. It's when you stop fighting reality, stop throwing tantrums because reality is not the way you want it, and let go of bitterness. The next question to ask then is, what has to be accepted? Reality as it is what needs to be accepted. The facts about the past and the present are the facts, even if you don't like them. There are limitations on the future for everyone, but only realistic limitations need to be accepted. Everything has a cause, including events and situations that cause you pain and suffering. Life can be worth living even with painful events in it. Finally, we ask, why accept reality at all? Well, rejecting reality does not change reality. Changing reality requires first accepting reality. Pain can't be avoided. It is nature's way of signaling that something is wrong. Rejecting reality turns pain into suffering. Refusing to accept reality can keep you stuck in unhappiness, bitterness, anger, sadness, shame, or other painful emotions. Acceptance may lead to sadness, but deep calmness usually follows. The path out of hell is through misery. By refusing to accept the misery that is part of climbing out of hell, you fall right back in. Okay, we now know what radical acceptance is. Now let's look at what radical acceptance is not. It is not approval, compassion, love, passivity, or against change. There are factors, too, which interfere with acceptance, like if you don't have the skills for acceptance, or you do not know how to accept really painful events as facts. Another obstacle to acceptance is if you believe that if you accept a painful event, you are making light of it or approving of the facts, and that nothing will be done to change or prevent future painful events. Lastly, our emotions can get in the way of acceptance. If we have unbearable sadness, anger at the person or group that caused the painful event, rage at the injustice of the world, overwhelming shame about who you are, or guilt about your own behavior, all can inhibit acceptance. All right, now that we know what radical acceptance is, what it is not, and what can get in the way of practicing it, let's look at how to practice radical acceptance step by step. First, observe that you are questioning or fighting reality, thinking things like, it shouldn't be this way. Next, remind yourself that the unpleasant reality is just as it is and cannot be changed, thinking to yourself, this is what happened. Then, remind yourself that there are causes for the reality. Acknowledge that some sort of history led up to this very moment. Consider how people's lives have been shaped by a series of factors. Notice that given these causal factors and how history led up to this moment, this reality had to occur just this way. As we think to ourselves, this is how things happened. After this, practice accepting with the whole self, mind, body, and spirit. Be creative in finding ways to involve your whole self. Use accepting self-talk, but also consider using relaxation, mindfulness of your breath, half smiling, and willing hands while thinking about what feels unacceptable. Prayer, or going to a place that helps bring you to acceptance, or imagery. All are effective tools. When you've done these things, the next thing you'll do is practice opposite action. List all the behaviors you would do if you did accept the facts. Then act as if you have already accepted them. Engage in the behaviors that you would do if you really had accepted. Next, cope ahead with events that seem unacceptable. Imagine, in your mind's eye, believing what you don't want to accept. Rehearse in your mind what you would do if you accepted what seems unacceptable. Then attend to your body sensations as you think about what you need to accept. Allow disappointment, sadness, or grief to arise within you. Acknowledge that life can be worth living even where there is pain. Lastly, do a pros and cons if you find yourself resisting practicing radical acceptance. This is a very powerful skill, and one we can all learn to use to work towards the life we find worth living. This skill is especially powerful in that it returns the impetus to you. You choose to accept reality or not to, and when you choose to, reality can be changed by you. Next video, we'll go into turning the mind. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share these videos with anyone you think will benefit from these skills. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.